What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day as always. It's finally warmer weather out and it's time to get the Jeeps ready to hit the trails for the spring and summer. So we have quite the lineup of Jeeps. We got two Grand Cherokees if you guys are new to the channel and the JKU. Issue being is these two are nowhere near ready to hit the trails. Surprisingly, that one's the closest, so let's go over all that. So this is my 2000 Jeep Grand Cherokee on a 6.5-inch Iron Rock off-road long arm kit, matched up with some Radar Renegade R7 35-inch tires on some Pro Comp wheels. This one is honestly not too far from hitting the trails, but we've got some pretty big issues. So you guys saw us hit the trails quite a few times in the Jeep actually as soon as we finished the lift install. And it did really well. I was super happy with how it performed, but there were a few issues which were 100% caused by me. For starters, somebody, I'm the one that installed it, so probably me, did not tighten up the bolt for the track bar, which ended up ovaling out that hole. So now we got an issue where it gets death wobble. Not a huge issue, but the problem is this Jeep is currently having the 1-ton spill. We'll touch on that in the next video, but the 1-ton should be going under it kind of soon. And I don't really want to spend money on a Dana 30 that's not going to be under the Jeep for very much longer. I might go ahead and just order a track bar bracket. We'll cut that one off, weld on a new one, and we should be good to hit the trails. This one also needs a full alignment. It needs a caster set and all that kind of stuff. I just never really got around to fine-tuning it and getting it set up perfect after we installed the lift kit. However, that shouldn't be too terrible, and worst case, if we don't have time, we'll just drop it off at a shop and get all that taken care of. Now we'll move on to the JKU. Now this one is not broken. There's nothing really wrong with it except for one thing, and this one thing is about a $2,000 issue. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about. So as most of you know, if you've been watching the channel for any time at all, this is the Jeep we usually take when we go off-roading. It does a really good job. It's got Curry axles, lockers front and rear, RCV front shafts, 4-inch lift, 40-inch tires, bead locks. It's pretty much the perfect Jeep just to drive up to Roush for a 2-hour trip, then go wheeling all day and drive home. Never had any issues. This is where the problems start. As you can see, the alignment was very far off, never really rotated the tires, and now our front tires are bald. Next issue is these are 40 1350 R17 Nitto trail grapplers, and I can't really find them in stock anywhere. So we're probably going to switch tires up, and I have an opportunity to run either a set of 40s on this, which we already have, and you guys know what it looks like, or we can go up to 42s, which I know is not ideal on the axle setup. However, once we install the 1-tons under this, which really shouldn't be too much longer, and honestly even before that, once we get the track bar issue resolved, this will end up being the Jeep that we take to Roush, we take on all of our wheeling trips. That was honestly the purpose of buying this entire Jeep. I've owned it for about a year and a half now, and we maybe put 200 miles on it. It barely gets driven. This one's basically going to be strictly for off-roading. So since the Wrangler will basically be used to go to events and maybe hit some easier trails, nothing too serious, the Grand Cherokee is going to be for all the hard trails and all that kind of fun stuff. I can get away with running 42s on it just because we won't be doing rock crawling or anything too crazy with it anymore. And the reason for that is just because this Jeep is very expensive to fix. Even if you mess up a door or something, it's just way more expensive than if we were to destroy this one. Realistically, this thing could be on tons. We could roll it over a couple times, take all the parts off, put it on another one for $3,000. This one we can do $3,000 worth of damage pretty fast on, and I just don't really feel like fixing this one nearly as much. Plus, this is much more unique, and I really enjoy building the Grand Cherokees much more than a Wrangler. It's just way less common to see at events. When you go to an event, everybody's got a Jeep like this. And that leaves one more Jeep, and this one is the real surpriser because this thing did not work. I believe the last time I uploaded a YouTube video on it. We've actually fixed it. It's been my daily driver for about a month, maybe a month and a half now. Zero issues, so let's go over that. This is my 2004 Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's on a basic 4-inch zone off-road lift kit, 32-inch Rubicon takeoffs. So it basically came off of a Jeep like this, except it was a Rubicon. I only could afford a Sport. But it's a very basic build, but it honestly is perfect for the trails that we do around here. When we go to Austin's place, this thing's the most fun there just because it's not too overbuilt for the trails. Now, I've been driving this thing, like I said, for probably the last month, daily driving it, and it's done really well. The only issue we were having originally was the radiator fan wasn't kicking on, but I have that wired up to an aux beam switch panel on the inside, so as long as I remember to turn that on, it runs really, really well. Now it does have its fair share of issues as well. Nothing too serious. There's a couple little things that I just need to clean up and take care of. For example, our evap system's a little, dangling behind the back tire. I'm not too concerned about that, but it is an issue and it is ugly, so we have to clean that up. Next one being this wire. I believe it's to like an ABS sensor or something like that. Not a huge deal, honestly, and it runs fine without it, so I'll probably just tuck it up or cut it off or something. We don't really need it, and besides that, it's running really, really well. So as far as some videos you guys can expect to see in the future, expect us to make a video welding on a new track bar bracket onto my Grand Cherokee. You can expect a video of either installing new 40s or 42s on beadlocks. Comment down below which one you guys want to see. Should we put another set of 40s on it? I think 40s looked really, really good. 42s would obviously look cooler, and since it's not going to be wheeling anymore too much, I don't think it'd be much of an issue. And then obviously you can expect some wheeling content with the black Grand Cherokee, which is kind of still crazy to me that that's the one that works. Out of all three Jeeps, we can rely on the oldest one with the most miles to work flawlessly. I will confidently say though, that Jeep has given me the least amount of issues out of any Jeep I've owned. Well, really these two. I haven't driven this one too much. Like I said, I've probably have 200 miles on it since I owned it. That Jeep has given me so few issues though. This one's given me a lot more. This one also has been through a lot more realistically. That one has not. But that one's got like 205,000 miles on it and it still runs perfectly, drives fine, goes off-roading. Pretty confident driving it, honestly. I have no issues driving it as far as reliability and everything. That one, reliability, it's there. It's got a couple little issues, but I think it's usually fine. I mean, we drove it to North Carolina and Tennessee this year. Didn't really have any issues besides a weird power draw that draws power from the battery and kills the battery overnight. But I did want to give you guys a quick update on where we're at with the Jeeps, what kind of content you guys can expect in the future. I know it's been quite a while since I've uploaded. I've been super busy. Life's been pretty hectic recently, but we are finally back to being able to make content. I've actually got a couple of videos planned to come out. As you can see, this hardtop right here, it's getting a little bit of work done, and you guys will see a video on that sometime soon, probably within the next week, I'd say. And then, like I said, a couple of videos on both the Jeeps, and then there's a couple other videos that I have planned or have started to record that you guys can see. So content's coming back. It's time to start uploading on YouTube again. Comment down below which Jeep you guys are most excited to see content on. Is it going to be the 1-ton build for this Jeep doing normal things it does, go off-roading and stuff like that, or the budget build Grand Cherokee hitting the trails? We might take that thing up to Ralph's sometime soon. I think that would be a really fun trip. I don't know if I'd drive it or trailer it though. I'd probably honestly trailer it just because I don't know if I'm going to be used to driving a Jeep like that. After driving a Jeep like this, I think I might end up breaking that one on the trails just because I'm so confident after driving this one and not breaking. That one might run into some issues. As always though, guys, thank you so much for watching the videos, and I'll see you guys in the next one.